Alright everyone, I'm here to give you my Walking Dead review for Season 3 Episode 16. And this is the last episode of Season 3. Um, this season, the seasons just get better and better. This season is definitely the best one out of all of them. It was better from like the first four, um, without a question. Um, this season was just sick, and I've talked about this, and yeah, it was just sick. We got to meet a lot of new people in this season, like Philip the governor, Milton, his assistant, uh, Tyrese's group there, and Martinez. Um, and we had lost a lot of characters this season. We lost T-Dog. We lost Lori, which was the biggest loss. It it sucked, you know. That was probably the one that hit me the most. We lost a lot. What else did we lose? We lost the prisoners, like every prisoner that they had in the group. They even went to the prison. They went to a new scenery. And this season was the different one because this is the only season that Rick. Well, I guess he wasn't in one of them. Technically, he was in the last one, but he didn't have a speaking role. No, was it the last one? It was whatever. Um, and we got to see this awesome villain in the governor, and people talk about how they hate him, and that's his job. He's supposed to hate you, but I like his villain tactics. He was just a badass, pretty much. And we got to see what they did with him, and I liked what they did with him. They made him. He was like sick, like good sick, but like sick. He's twisted. So I liked him, and I liked Carl. This season. He was utilized a little bit more. More. And who else? Rick wasn't really in this season that much. I feel. He was in it, but he wasn't in it. He didn't have as much of a role as he did in the last two. Um, and we got to see what happened with Morgan this season. He was the guy that told Rick about all of this in the first place. So we got to see what happened with him. And I thought it was awesome. We got to see the town of Woodbury. Like, this season was just so good that I definitely just after you watch season 1 and 2 anyways, you check this season out. Um, and I thought it was awesome. We got to see the return of Merle and then the death of Merle. So I thought it was good stuff. Um, and it starts off with so this episode started off with Philip, um, and he's beating somebody up. Well, at first it starts out like it showed his eye zoomed in, and I didn't really get that. Like why they needed to show that. Like it was like inside of his good eye, and then they went outside. Like I don't really get that. It's kind of an odd start, and he's just beating up someone, but you can't really see who it is right now. But it looks like the person, like he's holding the person's face, but it looks like he's holding like a camera. Um, and I thought that was I guess a nice touch. They've done that before when they had Rick and Shane when they were gonna kill Randy, but then they couldn't. So then when they were tied up, they picked him up, and it looked like he was carried. Um, they were carrying a camera, and he was beating up the guy that burnt their I guess Walker what would they call it, trap, when they had that hole and they burnt it and lit it in the gasoline um, that they were gonna use when Rick passed over Bashan, and yeah, they did that, and we find out it was Milton. I don't really think that was much of a shock to anybody. And since we were talking about this mysterious people, the thing I didn't like about the season, we see this person. I remember when Carol wanted to learn how to, I guess, bring a baby into the world, and like, who was the person that was looking in the woods? We never saw who that was. Um, we never saw the person that was killing one of the walkers and they fed him somewhere. We never saw that one. I we never saw who that was. I wonder if he will next season. Well, I will anyways, because I haven't seen that season yet. But anyhow, and Rick went crazy this season too. But anyhow, he talks about how you're supposed to keep your town protected or something. And it wasn't right. And he says it doesn't matter. And he says that he's kept him fed and he's let him live. And now he's gonna have to, I guess, prove his worthiness, prove that he, I guess, is with him. Because I guess he looked on the other side, didn't say anything, and he's gonna have to. I guess when he smells the gunpowder, he'll know he wins. And what happens is he's told to get the toolbox and give it to Philip, and he does so, and he drops some stuff, and it was obviously it was going to be a tool to help Andrea because she was still handcuffed into that wheelchair. Well, not really a wheelchair, but the chair that spins and it has the wheels on it, the recliner, I think it's called. And then he says, no, he brings out a tool and he says, you're gonna kill Andrea, and you're not allowed to leave this room until you kill Andrea. And he's about to kill the governor. And the governor, I guess, knew it was coming, so he stabs him to death and says, now you're gonna die, and you're gonna kill her anyways. And he talks about how, isn't it a funny thing that we live to kill, and now we come back, and now we kill, and then we kill again? He says something like that. And now I guess Andrew's gonna be freaked out. And then it cuts to the theme song, and it went to, what happened next? Rick and his group. Well, I guess technically it's not his group because there's no leader now. So the group at the prison, I have to call them now. They're getting their gear packed together, like they're going to leave. And Carl's not really happy for some reason. I don't know why, but he's not. And Rick, even Glenn brings it up, and Rick says, "Oh, he's just a little kid. He won't remember it." And Rick sees Lori again up on the prison, in her normal clothes. I wonder if that's going to be a recurring thing, that he's just going to keep seeing Lori up there. And then, what happens next? They leave, I guess? I don't really remember what happened next, to be honest with you. Maybe I can look it up. I think they talked about how they're all going to war. I'm going to look. Because I really don't remember. Actually, oh, yeah, Dale and Carol, I guess, had a talk. I don't even remember. I barely remember that scene, and I saw that scene today. And Michonne forgives Rick for, I remember this scene, actually. Michonne would forgive Rick for, you know, they were gonna pretty much throw her to the wolves and have her be killed by, the governor. And he even talked about how, it was Claudia to come save her, and, you know, I guess they're one of them now. Talked about how she's one of them now. Yeah, and now now I remember the scene. So at Woodbury, the governor's getting his team together to go fight war with Rick. I can't say his group at the prison, and what happens is Tyrese and Sasha want no part of this. I guess they feel like that they just want to protect the people from the walkers, the women and the children, and instead they don't want to do that. And he's like, fair enough. So yeah, he says thank you. I actually was like, he got this look too, that like he was gonna kill them, and I thought that's what was gonna happen, but no, he went along with it. And then so then they drive out, and the governor and all of them take the prison, and they destroy it. They grab the military weapons, they destroy them, they destroy the walkers, and they're just pretty much looking for these guys. And before I even talk about what happens, what happens next is Andrea. Let's think. He talks about how I'm trying to remember what he says. Because I was watching another show, so I'm still thinking about that show. And I have, I guess he doesn't want. He tells her that he put bolt cutters behind her, and if she reaches her right foot, she will be able to get free. So I guess she tries to do that, and Milton even thanks her, says you're gonna be okay, and I think says that after this you're gonna stab me in the head because I guess he doesn't want to. Well, he'll probably turn anyway, so he knows that. And then the governor and his people looking for Rick and stuff, but they can't find him anywhere. You think they left, and I actually thought they left, but I think they went inside the tombs, and they were killing walkers on the way, and they throw tear gas, I think it was, or fireworks. I think it was tear gas though, and it explodes, and then the people get kind of scared and take off running, and Rick's group comes out. Glenn and Maggie come out and start shooting, and they kill one of them, but everybody else just runs away and escapes. And one of the guys went in the woods where Carl was, and Herschel was there as well, and he surrendered. He was giving up his gun. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And Carl shoots him anyways. And Rick is happy that they drove him away, and Herschel tells him what happened with Carl, and he's like, he was probably just defending himself. He's like, I saw what happened, and I guess Rick doesn't want to believe that Carl would do that. He thought he just got scared or something. So yeah, and then back at Woodbury, Andrea, Milton asks Andrea why she came back, and she said that she just wanted to work everything out and live a better life here. Talked about how she had the opportunity before to kill the governor, and when that night that when he was sleeping, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. She just wanted to make peace, and I guess it's not gonna work anymore. Then eventually, I think he dies, and she ends up getting the thing the first time, and she misses her hand. So then she gets it the second time, and she cuts the bolt cutters, and we see Milton's hands move, so we know he's a walker now. And what happens is he turns into a walker, and they like to call him Biter. I hate that they call him Biter. I guess that would be the one thing I hate about the governor, is that he calls them biters. That's stupid. And then when the Milton charges at her, well, technically it's the walker, it's not Milton anymore. And then we don't really see what happens, but we hear it. And you're gonna find out what happens later on. So then Rick talks to Carl about what happened with. Rick, Dale, and actually, Rashawn and Glenn and Maggie are gonna all go back to Woodbury and fix this all out. And I forgot to mention one thing is when the governor's group, Philip, came out. They were like, why don't we just leave them be? They won. They got their territory. They won. And one of the women doesn't want to do this anymore. She doesn't have the military training, so she doesn't want to do this anymore. And the governor hears like this buzzing sound in his ear, and he just kills everyone. He kills Howard. He killed everybody. And then he just went back and shot him. And one of them, the girl that spoke out, didn't end up dying. I guess how the hell he missed her, I don't know. So then I guess him. And the only person he didn't kill was Martinez and the other guy that I don't know his name. But it was a pretty sick scene, and we don't see the governor anymore in the scene anymore. So then Rick talks to Carl about what happened, and he asked if he was giving up his gun, and he said yeah, but he felt like that he had to do that because he needs to end this. He didn't trust him. And he talks about all the stuff that Rick's done, like why you just let the governor go free because he's killed Merle, and how everything's bad's happening because he won't do anything about it, so he gives up his sheriff's badge, and kind of a sad scene. His it seems like Carl's starting to like not hate his father, but be angry with him. So then they pull up to the scene where Daryl had killed all those people, and now they're walkers, obviously, since if you die, you come back as a walker. So they shoot and kill everyone, and then the woman that spoke out was in the truck, and Rick saves her, and they go and they make it back to the town, and Tyrese finds them, and I think her name was Carol. Said doesn't want to keep them outside. Says Tyrese, I'm all safe, and she tells them that the governor shot everyone, and they go into the room where they go into Philip's workshop, and we see that what happened. We finally see what happened between Rick and Milton. Milton died, like he's completely dead now, and Milton bit Andrea. She talks about how no one can live the world out on her own anymore, and it was kind of a sad scene, but for me it was kind of a happy scene because I always rooted that Andrea would die. I hated Andrea. I really did. She was just bad. And I couldn't stand her, so I was like happy, but it was a sad scene, so I didn't see it sad at all. Like, I could care less, but it was a sad scene, but I'm kind of happy she's dead. I'm kind of happy because now they're killing off each and every character that I hated. It's about time. 'Cause I didn't like Andrea that much at all. And I'm glad they're finally killing her off. She was a more of a main character, though, this season, I will admit, than she was the other seasons, because normally we got to see what she did on her own, because she was separated from the group. Don't know why she couldn't. I guess maybe if she didn't die. You know, technically, if you look at it this way, if she didn't die, we wouldn't have even had to really see, like, we wouldn't have had to see what happened at all, maybe. Maybe if she didn't die, this governor stuff would have never happened. Probably would have, but nice thought, right? Maybe Andrea, we could just say Andrea started the whole thing. Maybe this would have been over if Andrea would have just let it be over. Then eventually, so Andrea wants to be the one to kill herself, so she does, and Michonne cries, which I was, I guess, expecting. And it was, I guess, a sad moment. And then everyone goes back to the prison, and I guess Woodbury's no more because Tyrese brings back all the women and the children back from Woodbury, and Carol as well. And Rick tells Carl they're going to stay here, and Carl's not happy about it. So then it ends with showing, I think, probably Laurie's grave. It didn't really show. You can't really see it. And that's at the end of the season / episode, more than the season. I don't know what's going on with the governor, though. He just vanished. Something tells me that this isn't going to be over, though. We're going to still see the governor. That this just can't be over. I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if it was over, but I have a feeling this guy they can't just vanish him. I think they need to bring him back and I guess continue this. But awesome episode. It was a good ending. I guess with the emotional of Andrea dying. I guess if you like Andrea, this was emotional for you, but it wasn't for me. What else? I liked the scene, and the Milton scene was good, and I just liked the whole episode with the war. And I can't wait to see what happens the second season. I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow. And yeah, I'm catching up. I really want to catch up to season 5, but who knows if that's gonna happen. Well, I definitely will. I think I definitely should be at least on season 6 by the time season 6 comes out, if it does come out. But I can't wait to see what happens next. What is in store now for Walking Dead, because I guess maybe the only thing I didn't like about season 3 was there was one episode in the season I didn't like, and if anyone trashes me for hating on that episode, I praise this show pretty much since the start. So one episode of me trashing it isn't that bad. I mean, it really isn't. I've pretty much praised the show. The only things I've hated was the Glenn and Maggie relationship from season 2, and maybe the season with where we never find out who these people were. Kind of sad Milton died though. He kind of seemed like he was just innocent in all this. That he didn't want to be a part of this. But I'm talked enough today. Well, I'm gonna continue to talk more to like family and stuff. But yeah. Do I have time to? Actually, I'm not gonna watch another one. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. Leave the cliffhanger. But I finally finished season 3, and yeah, I can't wait to see season 4.